for the serious gamer.
What's up, Next Gen Tactics? So I don't think I've given you guys yet any map neutral, faction neutral Sabotage maps. So here we go. We got some. I'm playing on Valor, and I am defending against Sever, and I'm defending against Sever on Raven's Sabotage map. And as you can see, I am already right off to a nice aggressive start. When you defend, you want to be aggressive. You don't ever want to be sitting back and waiting for the enemy to get to you. You just don't. That's not how you want to defend, because you want to keep them as far away from your objective as possible. And I know I've said that before, but in my recent playing of this game, I have noticed that many players don't seem to really do that. Mag is all about being aggressive and all about being active, guys. If you're a passive player, you aren't. I don't want to say you aren't going to do. No, that's the wrong words to say. Wrong way to say it. Not that you need to be aggressive though. Like if you want your team to do well, if you want your objectives to stay secured, if you want to hold your objectives, you really need to be aggressive. Now that said, you don't want to ever be too aggressive. That there have been so many times where I'm defending an objective, my squad is defending an objective. Usually it's when I'm playing with my clan as a full group. We get really cocky. We really think we're just totally hardcore. We're totally, they're never going to touch our objectives, and we push them up really, really far. Whether it be to their red line, whether it be to their parachute zone, shotgun to the face. Actually, it wasn't to the face, but either way. Whether, so like I said, yeah, whether, if we're pushing them up, way far, and all it takes is a couple guys to sneak around and take your objective, and then, that's going to be that much harder for you to get up there if there are guys in there, holding down a position. So like I said, but regardless of that, being aggressive is absolutely key. And it's all going to be based on your team. I'm playing this game as a random. I'm not playing as a group with my clan or anything like that. So I have to, in a situation like that, I have to judge how my team's is doing, how my team's performance is, how they're performing, getting kills, how they're performing, being medics and keeping the rest of the squad healed and revived and whatnot. And I've got to play to that, basically. So based on the squad I was playing with in this game, I know that they were being fairly passive. There were some guys that were pushing up pretty far with me, but they were pretty much just dying, as you can see here. Every time a blue triangle came out, this far, they seemed to get killed. And I'm not saying, I don't know. That's just the way it is sometimes. I do my fair share of dying in this video too. It's this game, I was being extremely aggressive in the beginning. I was doing fairly well at it. Then the enemy started pushing fairly hard. They had our objective, and it went back and forth for a good chunk in the middle of the game. But then towards the end, I started picking back up with the playing aggressively and getting the kills. But you have to. Mag is all about playing to the situation. So if they've got your objective, and your teammates aren't really doing too well in terms of getting in and taking it, and right here was kind of a stupid move. I shot a few rounds into that one guy, and then I went to kill the other guy. I should have finished off the guy that I had started, and then went for the next guy. Although I kind of judged based on the fact that the second guy had a shotgun. I kind of tried to get him down first because his shotgun's fairly powerful. But we see how that worked out. But it's all about playing to the situation. So in this game, my team wasn't. Well, I don't want to say they weren't doing it too. They were doing a fairly decent job. There were a few times where it came extremely close, where they had B, and then they were taking A, and it didn't really look like my squad was going to push in. And at the same time, I do tend to get a lot of kills and try to keep the pressure off of my team, but at the same time, I am just one guy. I am one player. There's only so much I can do in terms of the squad and pulling their weight and whatnot. And Okay, it wasn't. I was trying to see if there was a spot up there where there was a red dot hiding, and it wasn't in that instance. I'll get killed fairly soon by a red dot up there, unless I edited it out. I may have. I don't quite remember. But I forgot to mention that little bunker area that's right behind me. I probably will go up onto it again. But right now, it's really a fight over the objective, and not a fight that's taking place out in front of the objective. But right in front of me right now, that little stairway area, that little bunkered out area right there. As you can see from the, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I'll go up here. This is an amazing spot to hang out, except for when a shotgun follows you up the stairs. This spot right here is an amazing spot to hang out, guys, because what you do up there, you sit up there, and in the beginning, I didn't really explain this too well because it just kind of jumped right into the action, but you sit up there and you wait for the enemy players to come in close. They're going to use that wall as cover. They're going to use that ammo depot supply point as cover. They're going to use that as a choke point and try to funnel their way in there and come out the other end. They're going to use the gap in the wall to the left of that bunker area as cover as well. So if you hang out up on top of that area, all you got to do is jump down behind him and knife him all in the back. And it's freaking satisfying to do that. I mean, I can't tell you how many times defending this map as both Valor and as Raven before the neutral stuff went down, I would just get up there and depending on excuse me, if you were playing against a good squad that knows what they're doing, they're not going to have their whole squad rushing in that area. But if you're playing against a squad kind of like mine, where they're like I'm playing in right now, where there's a few guys that know what they're doing, a few guys that don't know what they're doing, and you know, some average players, a lot of them are going to rush right up that middle. They're going to go right in that little area where the ammo supply is, and you can definitely count on dropping down and getting a lot of easy knife to the back kills. And that all plays into being aggressive and making sure that you keep the pressure on, and that you keep the pressure off of your objective, guys. Because when you're out front and you're racking up kills out front, you're getting knife kills, you're just frustrating the enemy team by continuously being behind them when they don't realize where you're coming from, and knifing them in the back or shooting them from up here. When you are being that kind of obnoxious player that we all really don't like when we're attacking an objective, it's gonna frustrate them. It's gonna plant a seed of doubt in their minds that, man, it's just gonna bother them, and they're gonna start making stupid decisions. They're gonna start getting frustrated, like I said, and that frustration. I mean, how many times have you been in a game? I know it's happened to me. It happens to me all the time, where I'm not doing well. I keep getting killed by the same guy over and over again. You know, he's ninja knifing me in the back. I have no idea where he's coming from, and it just becomes incredibly frustrating. In those games, I tend not to do too well because fail shooting. My bad. The battle rifle has a fair bit of recoil, and I wasn't controlling it too well there. That's why burst firing is so important. By the way, speaking of which, I'll get back to my what was I talking about? Being aggressive and frustrating the enemy. I have an extreme love-hate relationship with this battle rifle here. This is the Tier 3 assault rifle. Of course, I'm using the grenade launcher and the silencer and the reflex sight. It has a fair bit of recoil, but as long as you burst fire, it works pretty well. It's got a significant step up in stopping power from oh, that was a dirty knife. It's got a significant step up in stopping power from the other assault rifles. It has a fair bit of skill point cost to it. And that guy, I heard him knifing. He swiped at me twice and missed me, and I was able to turn around and get him. That guy absolutely should have killed me. He had me from behind, and he was knifing. So I don't know. But the battle rifle, what was I saying? It has a fair bit of cost, 5 skill points up at the top tier there. And I have found a great loadout, guys. This is a great loadout to use. It's fairly effective in its use of skill points and cost, but I go up the knife tier, of course. I have the extended knife, I have the extended health. I go up the electronics tier up to the sensor jammer. I don't get the motion sensor. And then I get the medical kit, the regular resuscitation and the improved resuscitation. The reason I don't get improved healing and skip and I get the regular resuscitation instead is because I need that one extra skill point in order to get the proper loadout that I need. Because then I will go up the assault rifle tier. I'll get all the assault rifle gear except for the bipod, except for the steady aim, and except for the grenade launcher reload speed. Everything else I will get. Actually, you know what? I skipped the foregrip because I always use grenade launcher. So maybe I'll make a video showing that in the next coming days or whatever. But like I was saying, the video is almost over. It's just key. I can't really say enough how key it is that if you have to be a decent player to do this. If you're not a good player, you might want to hang back and be more of a support player and more of a medic than a top killer. But you really want to get out in front and just be a thorn in the side of the enemy. You don't want to give them any ground, because the second they get ground, the second they can see victory, or that's the second team kill, maybe even the third. The second they can smell victory, they're gonna go take it. So you just want to keep them at bay. I can't really think of any better way to play Sabotage on defense than, especially on Raven's A like that, than to hang out up on top of that bunker area and just drop down and ninja knife, man. It's awesome, and it feels great to just ninja knife a guy. And it's just great, man. That's what you want to do. And check out my YouTube. I got plenty of videos on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys know already, that I do mag all the time. So that's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's how you defend Sabotage, right? Thanks a lot, guys. Later.